Hey, traders. Welcome to the Friday stream. Just coming by to say hi, check on the markets, do what we do every day, and just kind of starting off with the S&P 500. That's not good, man. Not good. You broke 3,020, which we know is a very serious area. I think if there's any fall through price action on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, eventually we'll find ourselves down at 29.40 or so. All depends on that fall through price action. You're not oversold. There's no edge implying a reversal of the upside right now. Not on the 4 hour. Do you see it? I mean, any fall through price action, man. It's going to be bearish convergence. Again, you're sitting at 38.5, which is bearish. And this is after testing 3,153 three different times since July 16th and failing each time to break another somewhat high. I mean, it's like a peak, man. That's like a potential reversal area, not a big one, but I mean, when you don't have big resistances on the way up, I mean, all you can do is plot the smaller ones, and it's played a great role as a reversal area. But the problem is reaching what could have been strong supports. Again, you think the next level could be 29.40. Look back, September 2018 and April of 2019. Equities across the board gonna obviously take a hit because of it. Don't hear me? I don't know the decibel levels, right? Kind of weird. So yeah, Dr. Disrespect got banned permanently on Twitch. Permanently, that means permanently until it probably gets figured out, but that's real bad, man. Are you kidding me? Dr. Disrespect kind of inspired me to even start green screening, right? The spaceship, all that is kind of because of him in a way. So the fact that he is banned is really screwed up, dude. Yeah, Brad, it's better platform, by the way. What did he do? Evidently there's I've looked, there's no information. There's no claim or reason why he was banned. It just exists. He's just permanently not there anymore right now. And this happened past, I don't know, a few hours or something. Anyway, so good luck S&P 500. Bitcoin looks like it's doing the same thing, it's getting ready, man, to make a move, but maybe not the move that we are looking for, right? This is what kind of last night. Just talking the high of April 30th, the high of May 8th, same highs. Hey, Navarez, man.
Hey, Mitch, yes. Just stopping by to hear your beautiful voice reveal the harmonic sleepy patterns. Great stuff, my man, good to see you. Still on this ridiculous road trip.
It's China to me, China.
Cue up the Truman Show guy again. Texas pumping.
Go ahead and cue it up. I got the Truman guy shirt on right now, right? Go ahead and cue it up. I'm a producer for this world that is now somehow a movie. Texas pumping. You talking about the Texas cases of corona? Yeah, Arizona. I mean, LA, right? I mean, it's just sorry, man, can't do anything normal. No business as usual yet because it's bad. And how's it gonna get better? How will it get better without a vaccine or cure? How? Someone tell me. If we're once the American economy and the world economy, the West economy, to get back to some form of normalcy, not even, right? How do you do it? Okay, so thank you, Nefarious Man. Ridiculous road trip. Why is it ridiculous? Did you choose to do the road trip for fun, for vacation, or what? What's the craziest thing that's happened on your road trip, if it is in fact what you call ridiculous? Love to hear it. Thanks, man, for the 20. Fishay, thanks for 3s. Holy crap. Best community out there. Herd immunity, people saying. I mean, look, from the research done, I've read that there is a 14% chance relapse, or when you call it a relapse, it's like reinfection rate, where there's a 14% chance if you've had it, you could get it again based on the complexities of the virus, how it has that, that HIV prong on it that can affect different skin receptors. So it's like you can't completely become immune to it.
Is that a joint?
Well,
Mitch Man.
most people maybe you can, but not all.
Have you looked at TLRD? Bounced to the ATL bullishly engulfing yesterday and showing positive momentum. I see triple bullish divergence on RSI. Any thoughts there?
You know how I feel about assets that hit their all-time highs, all-time lows yesterday. Are you TLRD, you say? Tailored brands? That is near all-time lows. That's some pretty insane looking divergence, yeah? I don't know, I've looked at this before. Yeah, pull it up. Thank you, Kevin Tear. I'm assuming it's not Kevin Tear, right? Your forefathers, your ancestors were just crying all the time. They were tearing things up, man. Tailored brands on the daily. Last time I looked at it, it was a structure, I mean, you'd broken all-time lows in 2016, 2017. They would just tear. Man, it's like an S-coin, right? That just, oh yeah, no one cares anymore. And yeah, the abyss. Oh God, it was even worse. First time, second time, great opportunities. But that's the thing, right? Isn't this the psychology? It literally is exactly what it is. It's a right-angled and ascending broadening formation, which is bearish, where it's not testament to the overwhelming amounts of demand. It's just the buy orders that came in, and what happens with when buy orders come in at critical supports like that, you often get big springs to the upside. Doesn't mean that it was a good asset or anything. It just ran up to that demand line, kind of up-thrusted through it, faking people out, FOMO people, and look, you just plummeted back down to it, and you didn't even test it again. You gapped down on bad earnings below it to new all-time lows, and that was March 13th of last year, even not even this year. God, so sad, man. Just such a bad asset. Maybe the weekly was I think the weekly was showing some divergence, and it's still, there just were no bids. So it doesn't matter how much divergence you have, how much exhaustion from sellers you have. If no one's gonna buy it, then it can just continue to sell off, right? But yeah, he's talking about, look at this low, and then now maybe this low, where the angle, obviously, look, you get a nasty selling, you run up, and then you get some pretty nasty selling again, but so much, high volume on the sell-off here, but there is a decent amount of volume that's coming in at these levels, and 1, 2, 3, you go from Class A bullish divergence, and now we got a little bit of Class B divergence where you're making higher levels of relative strength and the same low, a double bottom, potentially. Man, stagnation and negative momentum too. It's Class C, but it's not really any form of divergence, because a double bottom with a double bottom on a histogram is literally nothing. In order for it to be Class C, you'd have to have a lower low with the same level. Almost, right? So, you kind of put me in a rock and hard place here, man. I'm not going to disagree with the fact that, yeah, you've got like some RSI divergence going on the daily. Weekly. It's just, oh, God. Yeah, there was that weekly divergence you had. And look, the divergence turned into this, which was just nothing almost, right? That's how you know you're not getting bids, man. All this turns into positive momentum, but not really higher prices. If anything, all you did was have one scam wick just to back test the old all-time lows from history, 2016, and even before that. But yeah, now you've just got this local low, and you have all-time lows. You're somehow holding on to 89 cents. It's just bad, man.
Nefarious Technology super chatted $50.
Holy crap.
Was supposed to be a 2-week 31 site job. On week 6 on the way to store 74, and on week 5. I'm just done. 1,235 miles was the original plan. I'm nearing 5,000 miles in that period. We had 4 PPL, either drop the ball and do it wrong or know it all.
You're done, just done. 1235 miles was the original plan, and now you're nearing 5,000 in that period. Okay, so it was work related. Well, I'm sorry, man. It sounds ridiculous. So with the 4 people that dropped the ball, are they just continuing on like no big deal? Did they get reprimanded? Because I mean, it sounds like it's costing you time. A 2-week 31 site job, and you're on week 6. How does that work, man? That's so messed up, right? What if you have a family and kids? What if there's a bunch of other things? You know, family and you have a sickly relative. I mean, you can't plan for that, right? What happens if like you're there for another 6 weeks? Is there a cutoff at some point where they're like, okay, we're done, and we're gonna get a new crew of people that haven't been on the road for 6 freaking weeks? Sounds like there's incompetence at some level there. Thank you, man, for the $50 friggin' super chat. Holy crap. The job has to get done, says Jacob. Goodness gracious. But I don't know, spending time on TLRD has made me quite sad. That's okay. Still looking at Bitcoin, where what I was going into was the fact that the momentum is discernibly shifting here. Okay, and I create the curved line tool so it shows you that, right? We had consecutive higher highs, and now we have consecutive lower highs. But we have this base of buying around 9150, 9180. And, you know, it's great that we're bouncing off of it. It's a multitude of times, but when we do bounce, all we do is find ourselves, you know, making highs, lacking in demand, and then we just dump again right back at it. So you got to ask the question, when is this levy going to break? Because it does seem like 9150 to 9180 is a levy. And if the bids don't come in, man, you are most likely gonna see 8,500. I mean, it's the heart line of a trading range we've been in for nearly 2 months now. 8,500 to 9,950. Just can't get it together. And it does look like on, you know, where the selling comes in, there's higher volume. So you could be talking about Wyckoff distribution stuff where we are, you know, in phase D, but it hasn't given up yet. I mean, that could just look, you know, on both sides, there could be absorption, and that takes time. That's why you don't, you know, that's why you bounce off a support like this, and then you go back down to it and you test it again, and then you bounce, right? More bids. But then like you rally and you just barely make a higher high, you sell off again, more bids, right? Lots of buy orders here. So what could be happening is the sellers could be selling into that last remaining demand. And once this dumps, that's when we get confirmation that that's exactly what's going on. It's not easy to be able to tell what is going on at resistance supports all the time, right? Because there's arguments the other way where like demand is absorbing the remaining supply. That's normally when you're hitting resistances, not supports. So, you know, that doesn't make me feel very good about this, just based on price action correlation to trend lines and based on consecutive lower highs. Oh my God, compound. Yeah, dude, it's gonna overtake Mr. Clean and Clorox and Procter & Gamble, dude. Compound.
Mind looking at RTX? Is this a 3 rising valley?
Ray tracing? What are you talking about? On NVIDIA's GPU platform? Huh? Just kidding. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Raytheon, yeah. 3 rising valleys. It's always tricky. These can be really tricky. Weekly looks kind of weak. It's either that or just an upsloping pattern. I mean, problem is, how can it be? How can Raytheon be a rising 3 valleys if the S&P 500, Dow Jones, Russell 2000 are breaching critical supports? I mean, on the weekly close. Right? How could it actually pivot if those index funds start running to their next supports? Why would Raytheon not run down to test? Why would it not run down to test the next low? That's what is making this so tricky. This market got really frothy towards the end. We've had some really good trade setups, but now it's just like I'm getting a little skittish. Right? I'm getting a little. The impulse candle a couple weeks ago on a Thursday that made us drop below 31.53, and now all we've done is back tested as resistance a bunch. And then it's like, oh, we're gonna test 3,020. Then we tested it and we've broken it today. I mean, it all depends on if 3,020, if the money printer can break us back above 3,020, Raytheon it might have a chance, right? It might have an actual chance. Good news is, at least, it's in an overall uptrend historically, right? Consistent higher highs, higher lows. Good news, it did hold an ice line back from 2015.
Best part is this was just side work to help the friends biz. There is no more sites left after this last one. I miss just trading and doing IT lol.
Wait, no more jobs after this? That sounds kind of poetic. For good reason, right? Maybe isn't. But I'm not gonna go too deep. If it's your friend's company, I'm not gonna talk about it. Thank you, man, for the 10, and best of luck on your journey for your friend. Doesn't sound like much of a friend saying, "Oh yeah, we're only gonna be working for 2 weeks. Kappa, we're gonna be working for 6 weeks." But you're gonna know that much later when you're probably 1,000 miles, 500 miles away from your home, right? Just saying, perspective from someone who, I'm impartial here, right? Thank you, dude. So, support held, nice, very good. It's definitely underperforming the index funds, right? If this was the S&P, if this kept up with the S&P 500, it would have gone all the way up to $87, at least, right? It didn't though. So it's underperformed while the S&P and Dow Jones and Nasdaq did very well. So that's not really good. That means like if the levee breaks, right, and we really are, if like reality's to come back to the equities market, then this will definitely be coming back down to $50 at least. Why wouldn't it? I mean, dude, you can't, there's no world where Raytheon Technologies will somehow pivot and will manifest into a breakout of a confirmed 3 rising valleys if the S&P 500 and Dow Jones run down to their next support. It's just not going to happen. Okay, bearish engulfing candle confirmed on the daily at least a little bit. That's definitely a bearish engulfing candle, man. And negative momentum's building. The daily is set up for much lower prices, and market participants choose to break this demand line. Right? I mean, God, dude, 37, 38, that's bearish, man. That's not bullish oscillators here. There's no hidden bullish divergence quite yet. I mean, you could maybe argue after today that, oh, it could happen if you pivot here, but that's a huge if with all the market uncertainty. There's tons of uncertainty right now, man. So you could look at it like with bullish tinted glasses and say it's a potential pattern, not confirmed at all until it breaks 74.80. You know that, right? So it's not even a pattern. And at the same time, you could also just look at it like a channel, or Volkowski wise, you could just say rising wedge-ish, right? Where you've got now 2 upsloping converging trend lines. Look at that. So we could also, I think here, is that a 61.8% retrace? We could be looking at a cipher here. And so there could be better value areas. Oh my God, dude, look at that, chat. Where is it? Look here. Look, listen. Oh my God, it's almost perfect.
China to me, China.
Could you look at Snap? Reversal candle on D today.
Yeah, we'll look at Snapchat. Please don't send any nudity. If you're gonna send me a snap, thanks so much. So, despite anything, like, this is kind of reminding me of Hershey's a little bit, where, hey, maybe it never gets here. But if it does, low risk, high reward opportunity, beautiful potential harmonic pattern, much deeper areas of value, right? So you'd be getting more bang for your buck if one was to enter around $46.77 than $59. Okay, so, and maybe if the S&P, maybe we're hoping, like I wouldn't be too concerned if the S&P is to dump some more, if were to see lower prices, because maybe opportunity could arise from that, just like it did with the crash. We had a copious amount of trade setups that went well only because we crashed and then we started recovering. So this might be something to think about on Raytheon. So of course you could enter here, much lower risk, high reward opportunities down here. All right. And maybe by then you could have some help on the oscillators, right? Because you have none really right now.
Bruh.
Whew. We going, chat.
Noise community. Look at LTC
Noise.
flocks. 0.0005447 BTC.
Hey, Matthew D, man. What's up, Dad? Yeah, we look at it, Dad. Litecoin kind of looks like, I don't know, maybe a little after 12,000 years ago. That's kind of the way Litecoin's chart looks. Would you agree with me, Matthew D? Gross. Yeah, we'll look. Make sure I've got an order. It's requests. I don't have as many monitors here, so. Snap. Sweet Mother of Jesus. 1414 achieved. A little bit of, classic divergence, the higher high at the 1414. Reasonable to believe it might reverse there. It did, but not by much. Not too bad. Might have just been like the macro, right? Macro causing this huge bearish engulfing candle and then a little fall through. So reversal candle on the daily. Yeah, I bet that's just a big bearish engulfing, right? At the 1414 fib extension. What? We're talking the 1414 fib extension from the height of the pattern to the low point. These are definite profit taking levels if like a cipher's, extending the run, right? Up here, 1414 would be insane territory. And maybe if the macro wasn't reversing the downside, it could have very well hit it, $27, but it didn't. So you think, right? You would really think that if this thing's going to continue to reverse, the first target is 2112 for a back test. Heck, man, we back tested it. Look, we hit it as resistance and failed, and then we eventually broke it. So why not now on Snap? How could it not come down to 2112 to regard it as support, to give validity to market participants that, oh yeah, it really is here. It is a support, not a resistance. Okay, there's a couple peaks right next, kind of clustered together. So it could just be this little zone, 2186, 2112. And it has now fallen below another peak at 2362 back from May of 2017. So you think these are the next targets minimum, right? Macro sell-off continues Monday through Friday next week. Yeah, of course it'll probably see that, right? But my God, dude, remember the interpretation, the channel forever, and then you broke out, you even back tested, and then like create a little bull flag, and you ran it one more time. Then you painted this just fantastic harmonic, man, from December of 2018 to March of 2020. Huge structure, but look how it played out. And it's not just Snapchat, man. Another asset in social media space, ironically. Look here, listen. Huh, look at this cipher, man. Get out of here. And this dumped hard as F today and fell below previous all-time highs from July 2018 with candle close confirmation today. Monk ass. It was so close to its high to low 1272. So Snapchat cipher outperformed Facebook's bullish cipher, because if this was Snapchat, it would have gone up here, right? 259 or whatever. So it didn't even make the 1272. So anyway, okay, Monka S. That's not good. You've fallen back in the range. The next support on Facebook, you could say A, 208. After 208, it's a stronger support around 195. Facebook down 8.3% today, and it's not isolated. It's across the market. Multiple assets have fallen like this today. Don't be scared, but be cognizant. All you have to do is really look I would say turn on the TV, you know, but it's all like tons of it. Most of it's just Marxist propaganda now. I would say turn on the TV to at least witness the reporting or the actual events that are going on around the world. Not to mention the unlimited money printing, the riots, the division of the West, where it's like communism's trying to take over the West again, trying to hijack it. Incredibly bad news, as some supporter says. Yeah, the money printer did jam. We thought it might have been rebooting, but nah. I think it was someone turning it off and turning it back on, and it looks like they might be having to call support soon, because that just didn't work. Though it normally does, right? Turn it on, turn it off, turn it on. Oh my god. A Litecoin, yeah, the old... It's up 1.8%, but after dumping, look what it's holding on to. This is just the daily, all right? You're bouncing off two different supports. One is upsloping, one is horizontal, right? It's just like that big broadening, ascending broadening wedge pattern, whatever. Bouncing off that, but also horizontal line support is much more discernible. I mean, I guess you can really see it on the daily quite well. It's fine. But that's a battleground area that you're getting bids. You're definitely getting a bid there. It was technically hidden bullish divergence because traders settled up on this lowest point just yesterday higher than this settle up area May 24th, 1 month ago. So that's technically hidden bullish divergence that's now maybe playing out, and you could be like not even joking. Somehow Litecoin is in the midst of painting a bullish engulfing candle on the daily, an hour 26 minutes until that is confirmed. What kind of world are we living in now? This doesn't make sense. So that's the daily. 4 hour, it was a wedge, false breakout, then adjusted, and then now it's like I'm thinking, okay, this isn't even me using the parallel channel. It's almost perfect, a perfect channel without using the tool. Big engulfing candle confirmed on the 4 hour at critical support, the confluence of supports. We were talking about this thing last night, definitely yesterday. And that's it. I mean, you have a supply line, I think, that is looming. I mean, a newly adjusted supply line from anchor points June 2nd and just 2 days ago, right? That looms. Breaking that could be a new breakout. I think that you're going to have lots of resistance at $44, $44.60. After $44.60, I think if you could really break that with some candle close confirmation, I think then you could start saying $47. But I think the first target, if this is actually going to pivot and rally here, $44.60, okay? Bitcoin says Microsoft's closing 27 stores, net loss of 450 million. Speaking of Microsoft, part of the queues, you could only imagine, right? Only down 2%. Not as bad as the social media behemoth. We're up duplicating Fibonacci's, it looks like it. There we go. So, all right. Looking at Microsoft, this was its old all-time high right before the crash. It's been doing well, but not as well as some others. Apple's outperforming. Amazon's definitely outperforming Microsoft. But look, it never even achieved its 1272 at 206.45. It's not over yet, right? Nasdaq's been outperforming the S&P 500 quite well. Microsoft's definitely part of the Nasdaq and Qs.
Is that a joint?
Have been looking at OLN. Possible bullish butterfly that's only possible by breaking the major ice line. Looking for thoughts. Thank you.
Go to Twitch then, dude, if you're looking for thoughts.
Bruh.
Thank you, dude. 420. We will look at Olin, the comments, the decades comments. So is there a structure on the daily? Nope, just a little bit. Just a very small amount of bearish divergence, Class A. That's not making lower lows yet. I don't even... Why would we not go and test 190. I think that's almost a no-brainer here to think that that's at least going to get tested. Whether you test it and break it to the upside and run to higher prices, or whether you test it and fail and you start dumping down to lower levels. I don't know, but like I think that's almost a certainty at this point that you test it. Test its validity. There was divergence here too. Not bad, not too bad at selling. It's good to see outperforming, not selling off as bad as index funds and stuff, or like assets we've seen today already. Head and shoulders on the Nasdaq. You can look at that too. Let's look at Olin real quick. Butterfly. Yeah, not good, man. Not good. Not liking this. But 1072. Test it again. 1072, a low point from June of 2009. My issue with this, right, is we've already tested it. We got a huge rally off of it. So now I don't feel comfortable at all. The fact that we're back here again for the second time leads me to believe there's a higher chance we would break that and see 950 again. All right. Yeah, he's talking about a butterfly. I can see it clear as day what you're talking about. Nice, dude. Very, very nice. So PCZ minimum here. That means that you would do something you haven't done historically in over 30 years, I believe, if this actually came to be, man, right? Like, not even kidding. Go to the weekly real quick on Olin. You go all the way back. This is dude, that's what, 40 years? No, 30 years. Yeah, 30 freaking years.
What's your opinion
85.
of the fact that Grayscale has bought OTC Bitcoin equivalent to 1/3 the total trading volume the last 9 weeks, and it's not reflected one bit to BTC pricing or TAR movement on the market?
No idea, but the composite man, which these people you're talking about, they are composite operators. Or they want to be anyway. Why would they be buying it, right? They want to control the market. They're not going to make things, they're going to try to keep things as quiet as possible, and they'll continue to acquire their position, and then eventually a catalyst will happen. Eventually crypto will turn around, and maybe it has a lot to do with them, and then the FOMO sets in, and that's how the price really goes nuts when you get the retail in. But they are the composite man. They're quietly accumulating Ethereum at, based on the chart, very low prices compared to where you've seen 1500 before. 1420 was the high on Ethereum. But look, just talking about the monthly on Ethereum, I get it, man. If Ethereum or Bitcoin's screwed, if all the naysayers, the doomsayers are right, and we go down to 2K again, none of this will play out ever, man. Like ever. But just if, man. Just if. Bitcoin does not go to 2K. It does not go down to these abysmal crap levels where you can just get a minor capitulation death spiral, which could kill crypto probably, right? You got this going on. The monthly, right? If you take out so much noise when you go to the monthly chart, and you can see where we are, and it's like, starting price $13, and okay, well, you made a bottom in December 2018, and you just made a second bottom in March 2020, and it's the same bottom, and these are higher lows than this low down here. And it's like the composite man at levels like this and a time scale that's so slow, like no one's going to be paying attention to it, no one cares, no one's seeing it, but maybe they are, and maybe they're acquiring their position because they're the ones that are accumulating to where eventually enough people buy where it does break resistance and it runs up to next resistance around 367. Well, really, the candle I closed at 289, but 362, 367 is like the top of the potential pattern. So why is it not moved? Because maybe they don't want it to. Dude, how much was gold moving, dude, when central banks were acquiring $155 billion worth of gold? We were witnessing higher lows quietly happening. We were screaming at the top of our lungs on the stream. But like to anyone else who doesn't understand what accumulation really is after big sell-offs for an extended amount of time, they're not going to think anything of it. Like, why would I buy gold, man? Why buy gold? It's done nothing for 6 years. Maybe done nothing except you made lows, lower lows, the lowest low. Huge volume comes in. Then all of a sudden we start making higher lows over the course of a year or two. The composite man's very good at what he does. He plays his game. And I try to teach kind of that game, what's going on. And Wyckoff definitely teaches it quite well. And if you want to learn more about the composite man, I think it's a good idea to get the book that I have read multiple times. And it's called Trades About to Happen by David Weiss. Great book. Goes into a lot of different stuff. It's not just pure Wyckoff. There are other things. Dude, it's like a rendition.
China to me, China.
Hey Mitch, can you take a look at $G.P.S? Gap. Thanks, 1.965005 XTZ.
What's up, Jerbear? Or Yearbear? Thank you, man, for the 489 of Tezos, dude. Let's go. Crypto contribution, man. Same with Matthew. You tipped in Bitcoin. Right? I mean, maybe that's what's going on, and I could be completely wrong here. But why are institutions with a lot of money acquiring massive amounts of altcoins and it's not moving? Maybe it takes time. It takes a lot of time, and maybe they're doing it quietly, right? When distribution's going on. I mean, like, if you flip this over, just talk about a descending triangle or an ascending triangle. Perfect example. It's like, say a big run's happened and then a descending triangle has appeared on the screen, right? And it's like lower highs and a buy wall. Well, what's happening is that the composite man himself can be playing both sides to create that pattern. He can be setting up that buy wall, right? The buying base. And at the same time, and he's doing that so he doesn't get wrecked because he still has a crap load of that position. So that buying climax happened, the first peak, there's no descending triangle yet, sells off buying base, runs again, makes a lower high. Okay, he himself, who has the buy wall up, is also offloading his position. And then, okay, too many sell orders, so they dump again, and you come right back to this base of buying that he has set up. And then, okay, all right, at that point, another reversal to the upside because too many buy orders, too many bids there, his bids. And then he runs the price up one more time to make a consecutive lower high. And then it dumps, and then this next time, after 3 or 4 times touching that base, it's gone, right? He can just, the buy wall, he can just literally cancel the rest of his buy orders, and then huge dump, like insane runaway on price to the downside, right? Same thing with accumulation, the ascending triangle, right? So, it's cool, man. It's cool to know the psychology of the composite man, and that's a lot of how it works. So hopefully that's what Grayscale and other institutions, hedge funds are doing, them acquiring so much position. They're going to control the market, but they control the market and they raise the market cap of crypto, and they can push this price to higher levels because ultimately what they want is to acquire the position at the lowest level, and then they get everyone else gets in on it. Then the media starts picking it up. Then the mailman, your grandma, they start getting into it. But it's really, the composite man is the smart money. Then there's like the less, it's like the middle ground money that starts buying in when they maybe see technical analysis or some reason. And then there's the really dumb money that are buying at like 366, 367. But again, it just, FOMO can happen when you break critical resistance because there may not be any real supply until much higher prices. So FOMO really doesn't happen until much, much higher levels. Okay, let's go to gold. That was just hopefully we all had a good Friday, good little discussion on the composite man, gold being king, dude. I mean, just a little bit, only up 0.44%. That's good for me, man. And look at the price action we received at 1747. Look at that scam wick. Look at that hidden bullish divergence. Look at that bullish engulfing candle. I'm getting some follow through now. 1771, a close. The Americans were so close to achieving their independence. Oh wait, we already did. we already did in this cycle. I love gold. Certainly. So trade's not over, man. We got unfinished business. We got 2 more targets sit on this trade setup. And we very well could, especially if the tumult continues going into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Grayscale's out of control. They're about to have 10% of all Bitcoin private ones. Wouldn't call that out of control. And I guess I would rather have an American institution owning versus
Can
Chinese.
we see XRX? 4-hour harmonic in a nice line. Thanks, man.
Hey, blah, blah, man. These are 3037. What's up, dudes? The best. I mean, he is arguably the best graphic artist we have in the community. Him and Wayne Batson are incredible. So yeah, dude, of course, XRX, thank you, man. The Neo. Is this Xerox? It is. Xerox. Oh god. Oh, it's so bad, man. But yeah, I mean, I can get it. You broke an ice line for... Dang, man, it's rough. Yeah, make sure I got what you're saying. 4-hour harmonic on an ice line. The major ice line is broken, unfortunately. Mine bad today. I don't... Oh god, let's just look at the weekly so you can see what I'm looking at. Gross. Right, this is really gross, dude. So this was 2012, really. We were holding on. This is 2009. Get that these ice lines. You're below them now with candle close confirmation. That's disgusting. Think about how this is underperformed. This is a dog. This is definitely a dog. That's the weekly though. You're about to go positive on the momentum, but there are no bids at all. Daily, man, it was just kind of like you had this range. That's gross. Is it a harmonic on the, oh, you're saying X, A, B, C, D? Oh, is it, you talking about a shark maybe? Maybe a shark. He's talking about this right here. XA. Well, you know, there's 2 PCZs. Too high. Too high. That's 190% retrace. 180, anything. The highest this can go is a 1618. So it's not a valid harmonic because of that. It's at a 78% retrace. Sure, that's not a formal harmonic based on the fact it's too high on C. So, but the PCZ of a shark is going to put you here at the 886 anyway. 886, that's one PCZ. Then the second PCZ is 113% retrace. Right here. It's down at like 1370. So, again, being here kind of kills any formal harmonic. Not to say that XABCD isn't going to play out. It just now makes where the pivot point, where the reversal is going to be, it makes it almost impossible to know when it's going to happen.
Can you take a peek at Forever Chinese? Bullish divergence on the daily. Weekly bull divergence forming. Is 589 XRP around the corner? XRP hype boys, get hype in the chat. 0.103000000 LTC.
Look here! Look, listen! People have been saying bullish divergence on the daily on Forever Chinese for like 2 years now, right? 2 years! How does one diverge for 2 years and continue to just sell off and make lower lows, right? It's like, sure, man, sure. But is it any different than it was? Then not really, probably, right? We'll look, dude, we'll look. I'm just talking crap. So it's not to say that this can't reverse, but now the fact that it's not valid, I have no idea where it could reverse. You have no help on the oscillators. I mean, bearish convergence, that's not really giving clear discernible divergence. You know, you want to have that separation at the histogram islands, look like this here, like that. You don't have it. You just have a crap load of negative momo, nearing oversold. But again, I don't know where you would reverse, right? And the fact is, like, you got this low from March 2020. If you break that, why would you not see 1273? Because we just look left. There's nothing here but outer space. It's Xerox, man. They're Xeroxing things, getting wrecked. We'll plot that local high, that local low too. Yeah, so it's like a spring, and now you're trying to back test the spring. I don't know, man. Keep your eye on it. Keep your eye on the $15 area, but you know, at least we know with wave analysis, we're on the C to D leg, and wherever the reversal happens, that means we could get a large wave to the upside, because right after C to D waves that are large, you get another large wave.
Just cause I like round numbers, here's your 100 for the day. Lol, great discussion, thank you. When you get a chance, waste a moment on my fave vault. VT not doing things. Peace and love.
That's okay. That's okay if it's not doing things, man. Simply because it did things and is trying to hold things, which is the top of the range that it had been in for like 2 years. So, $100 on the day. Farius, Jesus chimes. Thanks so much, man. Can we get some?
Hype in the chat!
Much love, man. 100% crowdsource stream, no monetization of the streams. It's all y'all, all right? Because of y'all, I'm able to reinvest in the best equipment that exists to us, to humans, really, you know, they can buy. Oh my God, I almost knocked that over in my hands. Okay. Got my arm span now. Anyway, yeah, man, it's because of y'all. And so I do all I can to reinvest and make the stream quality better for you, the viewer, every day, right? And it's, what you're witnessing now is the manifestation of it. Whether it's me investing in myself more to gain more knowledge so I can expend more knowledge on you, bestow you with more knowledge, or if it's just technical stuff, right? Like moving dark clouds on the overlay and behind me, right? Make sure I got the right one next. I'm scared to look at this chart. At this point, I don't even want to know. Oh my God, how did it even do it, man? Clean slate here. This is good. This is XRP to BTC. Yes, there is divergence. Yes, there certainly is. Last time we got divergence, some good things happened, but pathetic, dude. Stupid pathetic. Whereas if it was another altcoin, it would have gone up here, you know, but it was XRP. You just think about it. If XRP to US dollar doesn't appreciate in value, this thing's never going up, ever. Bitcoin could do well, and XRP to BTC would dump or not do well, because normally XRP is always underperforming Bitcoin. So there's your ice line. I mean, what am I looking at over here? I guess we could have a low right here at 1219. What is that? Are we considering this support now? Is that how desperate we are? A scam wick from November 2017? Dude, I don't even know. So sad. Look, support became resistance. You were so weak you could never even back test it again. Oh, so sad. Look, I mean, you had support, and you've broken it, man. So low, and a lower low. But how do we even know? Look, you're doing this. You know, we were diverging here, dude. Now you're diverging here. Now you're diverging here. Do we really even know if this is it? Do we even know if this is a swing low yet? Nope, not really. Nah. Let's try to paint a picture here. Try to paint what's going on. I don't even know, man. Right? We do that. Do we forget the scam wick here? Oh my god, it's a breakout, or you're attempting to break out, man. Imagine there being countless charts that exist across all markets, and we are looking at this. It's not a pattern. That's nothing. It's literally not a wedge.
Nano/used question mark. Hi and thanks.
Six, man, what's up, dude? Thanks for the 623 super chat. I think. Yeah. It's not even a wedge, dude. It wasn't even a hopeful wedge. It was just trying to make sense, trying to do some analyses here. Even though I don't really know why. We could do something. I don't think you've hit anything yet though from this. Oh god, yeah, you have. Look, from that major low from September 2019 to the high point, October 2019, you're at the 1272 fib extension. All right, so the first checkpoint, maybe how we could get a reversal is that, but below that 1770. So maybe you do reverse here. Maybe, dude. Maybe this is how the divergence occurs on the daily. You know, maybe, man. It could happen. You are at a fib extension potential reversal area. So always a possibility. I don't know how we would target. I mean, probably if one was long here to take a chance, I think the only acceptable minimum target would be this high right here. 2216. That's like your only, and then after that it's 2362. So pretty easy to target if it reverses here. 2216, 2362. Bam, wham, bam. And those are both, and that's good enough, right? Good luck though, dude. If you don't, 1770 is your next target. Okay. V-Chain. All right, V-Chain doing things. We're not doing things, but
V-Chain doing things.
it's 0.6%. How do you mean it's not doing things? Only painting potentially a bullish reversal pattern. Right, there is a sell wall at 9.4 tenths of 1 cent, and then there are higher lows discernibly. Even here is a higher low than the, I mean, like, you're not even testing the demand line again so far. So nothing really bad
It's
going on
China
here.
to me, China.
What about the Ethus longs? Very ADH. What do you think? Maybe a long squeeze.
Well, if you're looking at the Ethereum to US dollar longs chart, dude, that just means you're looking at maybe just Bitfinex's exchange, right? You're not looking at Ethereum longs everywhere, and that is only, like, those long charts represent the total amount of positions opened with leverage. And so that could be one Ethereum, and you could just have a bunch of one Ethereum bids, or, you know, whatever, leveraged longs open, and the position is only for one Ethereum or 0.1 Ethereum leveraged, you know. So I don't think you really can do much with those. They're not that great. What are they going to do? Affect how you trade?
Is that a joint?
Composite man
recommend
openly
it.
loves gold, but secretly loves BTC and ETH. Can't wait to see what ETH's dominance will be in 12 to 18 months, currently sitting at 10%.
We will see, Duff, man. Thanks to 420. Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how everything looks in maybe a year or so. It will be. Because if stock to flow is worth a crap, Bitcoin will be substantially higher than it is right now, for sure. Like, I think it would have to be somewhere midway through 2021 or late 2021. Like, if we aren't at substantially higher prices than we are now, then stock to flow models are full of a bunch of crap. It's not real. It was fake and it was wrong. Is that, you get that, right? So we, like, you gotta say, hey man, we're gonna put this stock to flow model to the test, and we've only got like a year and a half until it's invalid. Okay, so V-Chain, dude, what are you worried about, man? V-Chain long should be okay, I guess. I mean, it does look, it could of course dump, right? And then you're screwed, right? You don't want to be falling back into the 8.2 tenths of 1 cent area. That's the top of the range, man. Look where we are. We're above this range, man. You go to the daily, you see it. It's insane. big range. You're out of it for the most part. Like there's that one scam wick from May 13th, and there's the one Walmart rumor scam wick. I wouldn't worry about those. I'm looking more like, I think this is the top of the range for February 5th, because that was like the first peak. And then you had price action correlation to this area on the following, price actions we saw. But look at these, all of them. It's this resistance.
I got you some tea. It's a wonderful dandelion nettle blend. Do you think the weekly oscillators on VChain are out of gas? Feels amazing, man.
Good for new beginnings. Thank you, Sam T, for the dandelion tea. Good things are coming. The weekly oscillators on VChain out of gas. You think? Maybe right. Nah, no. There's no buyer exhaustion at all here. Zero. Zilch. You are only just at 70 to 71. We know in crypto, an asset goes on a bull run, and on the weekly, it can stay overbought for months. Saw Bitcoin do it. So the fact that it's just now barely getting overbought, you're not even at 71 on the weekly yet. Yeah, there's certainly room to run, like where VChain could continue up. But again, right, what if Bitcoin really does round out like it's looking kind of like, and dumps to 8,500? VChain, I don't know, despite what the oscillators look like, it's just common sense at this point that VChain would probably fall back into the range if Bitcoin sees 8,500. We drop 500 points, 600 points, 650. VChain's not gonna, it's gonna be lower. Everything's gonna be lower if Bitcoin drops 600 points. It's always how it works. So, of course, it doesn't look like it's done. It doesn't look exhausted. I think there's still upside potential on VChain, even where it is now, based on the weekly. But again, that's not what we worry about. We have to just think about Bitcoin. Yeah, if you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, that bell, that sub, I guess. Probably like 5 people watching. Oh, there's 571. What's up, y'all? Good to see you. 184 likes. We could double the amount of likes, like easily, and still have room to run, right? But when you hit the like button, all it is like, hey, I'm lurking, but this is me showing my appreciation for what you do, and that's all it is, dude. Look, man, if I wasn't trying to provide value and help you learn things, I get it. Don't hit the like button. But the fact that maybe I'm trying to do what other people don't really do much anywhere, hitting the like button's good, right? Well, Nano reversed. Last time we looked at it, it was showing bearish divergence, right? On the daily. Man, it never made it to the supply line again. It was close. It was very, very close. But look, kind of double top, like a high. Well, it was a high to a higher high. And then you got the same high, kind of a higher high. And you even showed lower levels of positive Momo. But I haven't looked at this crap since it was showing this. But certainly, at that level, or at this level, it did sell off. Rallied one more time. It's now dumping again. Bearishly engulfing on the daily. Lots of negative momentum and tons of room to run the downsides. If market participants choose, like if Bitcoin's to dump, Nano's screwed. Like Nano will, look, if Bitcoin dumps, Nano will certainly see 87 cents again. Certainly. It's gonna happen. But the big if is Bitcoin. So until you fall below 86 to 87 cents, you could be showing hidden bullish divergence. But man, there's no maturity at all. This histogram I know has to be like really waning. Like this one has to be like down here before you can say hidden bullish divergence, because this could just keep building on lower prices. So yeah, maybe it's worth at least paying attention to that. If you pivot at 92 cents, really, then you could still say hidden bullish divergence. High point to low point, 50% retrace, almost a 618. Never got him yet. So, I mean, again, Bitcoin dumps. You will see 87 cents again. You don't hold that? Oh man, it's looking like if you don't hold 87 cents, you're going to 70 cents. Pretty easy. Not that much support resistance. Sorry, man. I wish I had better news.
Nasdaq head and shoulders 4 hours. Could you take a look for confrontation?
Yeah, Nasdaq I think was on the list, but I'm just trying to get to all of them one at a time. Oh, Gap. I gotta look at Gap. Sorry. Decent amount of requests today, so just apologize. You know, trying to get to them. Gap, what a day, right? What an insane day. I don't know what it was, but they are up 18.8%. And after hours up 1.2%, $12.22 to close the day. But at one point, it was at $14.44, so we're talking 30+% gains. All right, so from the highest point to the lowest point, you've achieved not once 618, twice 618. Tested today for the first time since February 18th, 200-day moving average. It looks exactly that, along with 1458, which is plotted on your screen. You see it, right? What is it? It's a very critical ice line that goes back. Support resistance from 2008, 2009. Right? You zoom it out, right? More here. 2008, 2008, 2009. Right? So you ran up to that and got very close to touching it. You could argue that you had touched it, and that's when we sold off. And you could definitely assume it had something to do with the macro, right? Like once the macro started selling off, Gap even is going to struggle. Big red candle, almost looks like a colossal-sized shooting star reversal. Look at that volume, record volume. Never seen volume that high on Gap today. What was it, man? What was the news? This had to have been, Kanye West partnered with Gap today. Well, there you go, man. That's why Gap, this is the Kanye wick, the Kanye impulse. Let's go, dude. But yeah, it had a pattern of symmetry, pattern of contraction, and it broke it, back tested it, ran up, hit the measure move, sold off, and news driven catalyst. It's propelled it to much higher levels, at least today. Let's keep rolling. Yeah, man. Let's take a look at Harry. Harry is the guy. He's talking about the Ethereum to US dollar longs chart. Here it is. Yeah, all-time high. Sure. But to think that this is any variable that one would ever use for their cake baking, you could give yourself a false sense of accuracy, or at least security of your analysis, right? I mean, this is just straight line up. It's again, this represents the amount of leveraged positions of Ethereum longs. That's it. It doesn't mean the amount of money involved with those leveraged positions. It just means leveraged positions. So it could be a very small amount of money, but a bunch of different open positions that's making this chart do this. Just saying. But again, this is only one exchange. This is only Bitfinex. This is not all the other ones. Binance, whatever, Bybit, Coinbase. None of those are involved, have anything to do with this chart. So that in itself, since crypto is so, diverse and it's such a weird, different thing. It's not like everything's under the guise of the New York Stock Exchange, right? Everything's regulated with the SEC. This is a wild west. So I don't think we could, a long squeeze. All you gotta do is look at Bitcoin to know if a long squeeze is coming for Ethereum, right? Because if Bitcoin crashes again, if it dumps to 8,500, you know where Ethereum's going, right? Ethereum, this chart will dump, but it has nothing to do with this chart, right? Has nothing to do with this. Okay, so I just wanted to bring that up for a second. Meh. That'd be like throwing a. That could be like throwing a frog in your cake baking formula, right? Oh yeah, it could be better. Might not. Also, right? Throw a Pepe in there.
Noise!
I have acquired a new leather belt.
What?
8 strength, 8 stomp. So you're definitely getting wrecked this time. Spin the arrogant wheel.
Sorry, man. I think you missed the memo. I think you missed the past 20 memos where we're now, dude. I don't know. I haven't kept up with it, but I think like people in Warcraft are now doing like 100 million damage for just like an auto swing or something stupid. It's just like, why not just go back? You know, like who cares? These numbers are getting too big now. I guess they have to, you know, but that's what classic WoW's for, right? Oh yeah, we'll spin, but certainly it won't land on. I mean, it's certain. It won't land on Chug on this spin. Watch. It's such a joke. I mean, this is the easiest spin I've ever made right here. History. Easy. Yep, landed on the Perth, Australia of the wheel. Furthest city of population of 100,000 from where I live, ever. On the planet. Boom, get wrecked. But thank you, Thrall. I appreciate it, man. Okay, Nasdaq now, alright? Just keeping up. IXIC, right? We want to do the Nasdaq composite, right? I mean, I think we would. Well, you know, we also, I haven't looked technically at this chart in a second, but you've broken out. Look at this. You had this channel, right? You broke out of it. You never got back in it. All you did was skate along it. Resistance. Look what pattern developed at the resistance of this old demand line, now supply line. That's a shooting star right there. Shooting star, or it's close to a gravestone doji. It's a reversal, and look at this today. Not good, man. Not good. Why? Terrible, dude. Very bad. February 2019. Previous all-time highs before the crash. You were holding it 2 days ago. You were holding it yesterday. And now you've broken it. So 97.30 looks like a candle, a gap fill of some sort. But man, the next support on the Nasdaq composite is a peak. 94.66, where we did, in fact, one time, we made all-time highs the first time. We dumped. We went and we tested it as support. Well, here we go. Then we rallied to make all-time highs again. So now we're selling off. This is going to quite possibly be the first support that we see again. If you don't hold that, you got another one right here. You think at least a little bit. 9,091. There's still a mini discernible valley. See it on the daily. It's there. So we got our targets to downside for the Nasdaq. Qs are going to be similar. Okay. Not a lot of lines, man. Thanks, Fibs. Fibonacci. It was just double fibs I had going on. There you go. Much cleaner now. You can see it a lot better. All right. After 9,091, I'm thinking like the main real strong supports 80, 168 to 83, 33. All right, we're below 10K. Oh, ouch. And clearly, look on the daily for the ICX, man. All right, you know, the Nasdaq composite. You had a high on price, a discernible slightly higher high, impending price action reversal to the downside. Ouch. It's very, very real. Buyer exhaustion, chat. The Nasdaq. Okay. Below it, your next target, again, 94.46. You don't hold that, 9,091. Hopefully we'll be talking before we're below that, okay? So don't worry about anything but 9,091 and 94.46 kind of right now, okay? Those are your next areas. think we'll catch up. Finally got it, man. Yeah, caught up on the request. Let's go, dude. That put me to work today. But it's fun, man. It's fun looking at these charts and just seeing what's going on. All coins across the board not doing too hot. Let's check back on. Well, let's look at the Qs. Since we're looking at the Nasdaq, let's look at the Nasdaq 100. And it took a hit too. But hilariously, until it's not hilarious anymore. But hilariously, you're still inside your beautiful, gorgeous structure. Where I've said, 2 days ago when we were looking at this, how in the world are we going to not back test $237.57? How? How are we going to break it for the second time, first time or second time? How are we going to break it for the second time ever and never back test it really as support before going higher? I was like, I think it could be impossible. We had bearishly engulfed today. Bearish divergence here on the Qs as well, right? Very discernible. Fire exhaustion. So we're getting follow through.
Is that a joint?
Can you look at SLGG?
Sure. Palapa. 24, thanks. Yeah, we'll look at it. So 237.87, still the target, still the support. You don't hold that, you're in a lot of trouble because you're going to be at the same time as breaking a horizontal line support, you're going to be breaking a demand line, the upsloping support of the structure we've been in. This is kind of was created in April. So if we don't hold 237, your target 226, very easy. Okay, I'll be live again. Hopefully, definitely before we break 226. Okay, so we'll have a good discussion on what's to come after 226. But for now, we keep our eyes 237.57, 226. Okay, the bearish divergence in the daily. How far will it take us to the downside? Divergence like this could definitely take you places. You can definitely get some volatile price action here. That's not good. Okay. Super League Gaming. Interesting. Not a good chart. Don't get me wrong. Chart's terrible. But Super League Gaming's cool. Because I do believe in esports and the future of video gaming, but I've thought that since Activision Blizzard was at $18 a share. Yeah, dumping, lowest low you've seen today since May 4th. If you don't hold that, next target, easy as F, is going to be down at 186. With the wicks indicating probably low liquidity. 366,000 volume. 10-day average is not high, right? For just a swing trade, a position trade, we want to use the cardinal rule of having at least 1 million volume traded on a 10-day average. Okay, that's gonna ensure that you don't get screwed out of your limit buys, your limit sells, your stop losses. This is just far too low in volume. So you're gonna get crap like this. So that makes it tough to actually do real TA. But the downside, again, you're probably going to test 218 next week. Probably, right? If we don't hold 218, 186. That's simple. At that point, I don't know. We could be showing a little divergence. Nah, not really, dude. I don't think so. Okay. You don't hold 186, well, you could just imagine 130 again, which is all-time lows, which we saw in March 2018. Those are your sports. No edge for a trade by any means. Right now, none. Sorry. Well, TA is not about being able to forecast any asset at any time. It's about looking at a chart, sizing it up, determining if there is some sort of edge on the market, if there is perceived value, if there is exhaustion from buyers or sellers, depending on what position you want to take. Right? It's about the variables, and the variables here, you're telling me on the daily, there's none. And I think we will see 218. Probably going to see 186. I don't know if we'll see 129. All right. Sorry, Super League Gaming. Well, guess everywhere, dude. Whew. All right, man. Been live for 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Bruh.
I guess we do the whole. Logo on the 8th. All right, man. Hey.
Bruh.
Back to Bitcoin. Down about 1% today. Not looking hot, man. Not looking good anymore. Why? Because you had a high, a higher high, a highest high, and now a lower high, and now a confirmed lower high. Hanging on to this support, man. I don't like this. I don't like the momentum shifting price action. All you have to do is flip the chart over to see why one would not want to be long, right? Maybe right now. I mean, I'm just saying, like, look, you know, it's one thing to tell people that it's stupid and crazy to think that Bitcoin could reverse down here with the bullish Gartley after capitulating 55% in 5 weeks, right? It's one thing to do that, which people did that with like 100,000 subs that are self-proclaimed geniuses or whatever of this sphere. Right? They're doing that. It makes no sense. But it does make sense after an asset has had a spectacular run for 6 months or 4 or 5 months, it hitting a 95% to 99% retrace from its previous high below. And when it starts showing momentum shifting price action, which is highs, higher highs, highest high, lower high, consecutive lower highs. That's when it is somewhat viable to say, you know, I mean, this is higher risk for longs now. I mean, it's been that way. Whether we broke to the upside or not, it was high risk, right? Higher risk. The lower risk come from after sell-offs, you show divergence on the daily after selling off, not showing bullish divergence after a crazy run up, a deep retrace, right? So just being real with you that this support may not hold, and there's no edge, and there's plenty of room for market participants to push this price down if they want to. We know the next target is 8,500 if this levy breaks at 91.50. It's real, right? It is not out of the realm possibility that 91.50 holds and we somehow moon from here. We go up, and it's crazy. I can't believe it, dude. We did it. But dude, we've already attempted too many times to rally. Look, man, there's just no demand once you bounce off this support. Not enough demand. Every single time you've just still ended up making lower highs than your previous high, which was from June 10th. 3 lower highs than that June 10th high. Couldn't do it, man. So there could just be absorption going on. Momo shifting. Very real. The miracle would be Bitcoin holding here and running up and exceeding 9,800 and then testing 9,950. That's the miracle. That is what it is at this point, kind of a miracle, okay? Right? The other idea, like to help your miracle is it's your biblical cipher. This is it, your biblical cipher, where there is nothing else, right? It's just the pattern alone. David versus Goliath. You got your bullish cipher. You sold off. You've rallied. You're selling off again, same level. Higher levels of strength. This is it. This is your only chance of salvation. Last line of defense, man, because we know where we're going if 70 or 91.80, 91.50 breaks, okay? So this is it. This is kind of, well, I mean, a lone harmonic by itself on the 4 hour that's not very large is kind of like a Hail Mary. Sure. No, but dude, I am not one to talk about certainties unless it's the wheel spinning, right? Me spinning a wheel that has nothing to do with TA. I never talk in certainties on the charts because anything is possible. right? Anything. I've seen everything, and I've seen the opposite happen of everything that should happen, all right, at certain times. So you got a cipher, you got a nice line it's there, it's being regarded, but how many times are you going to test it before you fail for real and break below? And especially with the equities market, which we know, we're talking about grayscale and institutions, hedge funds that are buying up record levels of crypto. And if they sell their equities, they're probably selling their cryptos too. Oh my god, 589 people live. XRP Connect. XRP, which ironically is up 0.76% today. What? Oh my god. Yet not really showing that look, man, we're waiting. You know, the 886 is real, but how is it gonna reverse without Bitcoin? It can't even reverse really well with Bitcoin. So again, like the lowest risk entry for a potential long on XRP is going to be 17.47%. The 113% retrace in the 1618 pivot extension from B to C. The ice line, dude. December 2019, April 2020. Given green, probably not. The price action probably wouldn't look like it is now if that was the case. Okay, 589ers. See what happens at 17 cents. Anyone got any plans Friday evening? What y'all doing? Gonna go do anything crazy, man? Tomorrow. Tumo, what? Bring beer, beat COVID. Sounds about what everyone's doing these days, right? Drinking beer and getting COVID. Selling equities. Or buying puts, man. Anyway. Just be careful out there. Understand momentum shifting structure is in development right now. Well, I think we're good, man. We covered a lot today. I think you got a good feel of the index funds and where we're headed. Maybe Monday through Friday next week. And if equities sell off, there's a real good chance Bitcoin's going with the equities. There's a lot of fear going on. A lot of people unemployed. There are riots. The left has been hijacked by communists. A lot of crazy stuff going on, man. All right, so stay safe. And yeah, hit that like button. All right, so I'm going to figure out my own plans for this evening, this weekend. And I'll just talk to y'all later. All right. Hopefully it's on higher prices, but we understand the lower highs are real. So I'll be back. Till next time, respect TA.
Adios, turd nuggets.